This is an interesting video based on Judges 4:16-22. Barak, the Israelite military commander, pursued the chariots and the army of Sisera as far as Harosheth. All of Sisera's forces fell by the sword. Not a single man was left. Sisera, however, fled on foot to the tent of Jael, the wife of Heber the Canaanite, because there was an alliance between Jabin, king of Hazor, and the family of Heber the Canaanite. The battle was lost. A crushing, absolute defeat. Sisera, once the terror of Israel, was now just a man running for his life. His iron chariots, his pride and power were nothing more than wreckage littering the valley. His soldiers, all gone. Now only the sound of his own ragged breathing and the frantic pounding of his heart filled his ears. Every rustle of leaves, every shadow sent a fresh wave of panic through him. He was a general with no army, a leader with no one to command, just a fugitive desperately seeking a safe place to hide. He stumbled through the rugged terrain, his glorious uniform torn and caked with mud and dust. His eyes darted nervously over his shoulder, expecting to see the vengeful Israelites at any moment. Then, through the haze of exhaustion, he saw it a tent. Not just any tent, but the tent of Heber the Canaanite. Hope, or something like it, flickered within him. His king had an alliance with this family. This was his sanctuary. This was his chance. As he staggered closer, a figure emerged from the tent. It was Jael, Heber's wife. She stood there, a picture of calm composure that seemed almost out of place amidst the chaos of his flight. There was no fear in her eyes, only a quiet welcome. "Come, my lord," she said, her voice steady and inviting. "Come right in. Don't be afraid." Her words were a balm to his shattered nerves. He was a powerful general, after all. Of course, she would offer him hospitality. He was safe at last. Sisera stumbled into the cool darkness of the tent, the relief so overwhelming he could barely stand. Jael moved with a quiet grace, covering him with a thick rug, hiding him from view. He was hidden, he was secure, he could finally breathe. "I'm so thirsty," he rasped, his throat raw from the dust and the running. "Please, give me a little water." He was the commander, and this was a simple request, a demand even. Jael looked at him for a moment, then turned away. She didn't return with water. Instead, she opened a skin of milk-rich, creamy, and far more comforting than mere water. She poured it into a lordly bowl and presented it to him. Sisera, too exhausted to question the unexpected luxury, drank it all down. The cool milk soothed his throat and settled the frantic energy buzzing through his veins. It was perfect. A deep, heavy drowsiness began to pull at him. This was better than he could have hoped. He was almost asleep, his body surrendering to exhaustion. But his mind, ever the strategist, had one last command. He looked at Jael, his eyes heavy-lidded. "Stand at the entrance to the tent," he ordered, his voice already thick with sleep. "If anyone comes and asks you, 'Is anyone here?' say no." He was in control. He had secured his position. And he fell into a profound sleep, the sleep of a man who believes he has outsmarted his enemies. The tent was silent, filled only with the sound of his deep, even breathing. The air grew still. The sounds of the world outside seemed to fade away. Jael watched the sleeping general, her expression unreadable. She didn't reach for a sword or a spear, the weapons of a soldier. Instead, she picked up a tent-pegger simple, everyday two-land a hammer. She approached the sleeping man, her shadow falling over him. He never stirred. He was lost in a dream of safety, a dream of escape, oblivious to the grim reality closing in. Later, Barak, the commander of Israel's army, arrived in a fury of pursuit. He had chased the enemy commander this far, and he would not be denied his victory. He came to Jael's tent, ready to demand she surrender the fugitive. But before he could even speak, Jael stepped out to meet him. Her composure was unshaken, her voice as calm as it had been when she welcomed Sisera. "Come," she said, her gaze steady and direct. "I will show you the man you are looking for." She led him into the tent, and there he was, Sisera, the proud general, the feared enemy of Israel, lay still. The chase was over. The war was won, not by the thunder of chariots or the clash of swords in the valley, but here in the quiet of a woman's tent. Victory had come in a way no one could have ever expected. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more interesting videos.